Aloha, welcome. I'm JayDreamerZ, and today is it's been a while. And I've got a new segment, and a segment, as you saw, is called Ancient Oblivion. It's going to I totally have an echo. One second here, maybe there we go. Okay, that's better. I'm really sorry about that. So we had to restart it. Mercury's in retrograde, which means everything's all crazy right now. Definitely having an impact. But that's okay. We're going to push on and press forward. So, hey, what's up to everybody? I'm really sorry about that. Being a Virgo of my type can suck sometimes because, you want so bad to just roll with the punches and go with the flow and stuff. But, you want to make sure everything's working and everything's perfect and stuff. Anyhow, let's talk about this new segment. So, Ancient Oblivion, this basically is the segment that's going to replace the Truth in Movies segment. I loved that one. I really did. I really liked doing it. However, it took way too much time to prepare. It took me literally 10 hours to go over the movies and take notes and do all the stuff I needed to do, including rewatch the movie. So instead of doing that, I'm going to do something a little easier on myself, which is to talk about our Ancient Oblivion. For those of you who are watching and you don't know, when I talk about Ancient Oblivion, it's a little along the lines of hidden history. It's not hidden though. That's why I call it Ancient Oblivion. Oblivion indicates something that has been forgotten, something that people don't remember. And I believe that it is like we're going to talk about today, it's kept. All things are stored. I don't think that anything can truly 100% be forgotten, right? There is a veil of forgetfulness, and that veil can be heavier and thicker at times, and it can also be lifted. However, right behind that veil is all of the information that we've ever had and ever will have and could ever desire. People like Edgar Cayce called it the Akashic Records, the Hall of Records, been known by many things. The Ether, the Aether, however you like to pronounce it. And what we're talking about today are titans, giants, real giants, real titans. I'm not talking about basketball players, NBA players. I'm not talking about the Guinness Book of World Records, 10 feet tall person, 11 feet tall, whatever. No, I'm talking about real races of beings that grew, humanoids, that grew to be massive. As a matter of fact, they grew to be so massive that there was a special class called the Titans because they were titanic. We'll get into the etymology of Titan another time. What's up to everybody in the chat? Hey, I'm so sorry, man. Did you say that green screen made my teeth look messed up? I have to fix so many things. So today's like a practice round since it's the first one. The lighting sucks. It's really bad in here. But we're going to focus on the positive, right? Not bad, right? Not a bad little setup. It took me forever. It literally took me all day long to make that little intro. But, oh yeah, it is. It does look like Samyaza says it looks like an intro to an upcoming movie. Well, it's a currently playing movie. It's like the movie of life. This is the movie, okay? All of those movies that you see at the movie theater, they're just simply reflecting reality. That's all they're doing. There's only one movie, there's only one story, and it's our story. We just like to hear our own story from various people's perspectives, right? Because we have our own perspective. And we like one another down at the core of our being. And so we like to hear the story from other times and other places and other people, and sometimes from our very own perspective. What's up to everybody in the chat? Mother Dragon's in the chat. Semyaza, Evan Scorpio. Hey, thanks a lot for all you guys' input earlier when we had the round one, the practice round, and I super messed it up. I don't even know what happened. It just said your stream health sucks. And I'm like, okay, great. What do I do about that? So I, did some things I know to do, and it looks like it's working now. So that's good. Oh, so I just also want to throw this out there, by the way. I used to have 3 different membership tiers, right? The Good Vibe Tribe, that means you get access to all my archived videos. Videos are archived after 2 weeks, right? So all members get access to all my videos, basically. And then we had the movie fans. The movie fans were the ones that got to vote on the movies. But that one has gone away because I'm not doing that segment anymore. So I replaced that one. And if you'd like to, you can do this, but it's going to be the Circuits of Time, which is going to be my phone, basically. So if you want to jump in, every single segment, every time I do a live stream, I'm going to open up the circuits of time towards like the second half of the live stream, and I'm going to take calls, and we'll chat. I'll answer and respond to questions. And, if you have your topics, just make sure you have everything ready, so that we're not stumbling along too much. However, there's no pressure or anything. It's not like I'm a professional or anything. So yeah, there's a new thing. Basically, you can call in and chat with me. I know a lot of people have talked about and sent me emails and stuff, how like they want to talk with me. My time was already short as it was. Life has been, how do I say this in a positive way? Life has been, man, my teeth. Oh, I got to fix all this stuff. Life has been fun lately. Yeah. You know how like, when you die, you look back on life, like, you're going to be like, wow, that was exciting. Every single moment of it. Now that I'm on the other side, there's no grieving. There's no sadness. There's no anything negative. Like, you just say it like, it's like playing a video game, You might die a bunch of times playing the video game, but eventually you keep making enough progress that you beat it. And hopefully that's what life is like. That's I'm going to hold on to that one. Hey, High Minded is in the chat. What's up, man? He says, JayDreamerZ, video streaming quality is much better this time. Good. Well, I fell back on my call center technical expertise for an internet company I used to work for. And yeah, I did a little techie stuff to try to fix it. Anyway, let's jump right into things. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to bring up some pictures. Let's see how fast I can do this. Boom. Look at me. I'm getting better. I am getting better. I don't have the hat on either. My hair is getting so long. Like, if I put a hat on, it kind of looks like I have a mullet, and that's not my thing. So I said, screw it, man. I'm going to be myself. You know what I mean? I think some people out there can probably relate to that. I do like wearing my hats though, but I'm starting to grow out of that. Anyhow. All right. So I'm going to bring up some of these pictures. We're going to talk about these giant statues all over the world, not just giant statues. Okay. Like, there are some big statues. I went to a hotel the other day, and out front, like, there was this little overhang where like the cars would drive through. There's like a little valet dude out there, for rich people to just let strangers park their cars, which is awesome for you guys. But he's standing there. This dude's probably like 5 to 6 feet tall, right? And the roof, like the overhang, was like 13.5 feet tall. And I've seen when people are like, giants were like, especially when they talk about like Goliath in the Bible or something like that, right? Or King Og, even though I totally disagree with the height of King Og, I'm certain he was probably as tall as this statue right here. As you can see in this statue right here, let's make this bigger. In this statue right here, this dude is standing on a building, and those dots down there are people. Okay, I'm pretty certain King Og was somewhere around this range, if not probably taller. But anyhow, my point is 13.5 feet tall. I used to think like, oh, that's not too big for a giant. That's actually pretty darn big, man. Like, I was imagining someone standing there, and it's not like they'd be at my stature. They'd be a skinny, skinny giant, man. You have to have a lot more mass. But yeah, a 13-foot tall person could easily eat another human of our size. So 13 feet is pretty big. Let's look at something way bigger, because I'm kind of focusing on titans today, but giants are definitely a part of that. I will be jumping into the chat too, by the way. I'm not taking calls yet. I just want to throw that out there. I don't know if anybody's signed up for the Circuits of Time, but I'll let you know when I'm going to take calls. Once we go over all these pictures, and, like, I'll be like, hey, I'm going to open up the Circuits of Time and I'll take calls. But I don't even have Skype pulled up right now. So, all right, let's see. Semyaza says, welcome, brother. Welcome. Mother Dragon says, JayDreamerZ, I'm loving that dragon goblet in the corner there. Hey, thanks. It takes me a long time to do all this stuff, right? Especially because I like to perfect it and get it as best as it can be. So I appreciate it. Yeah, I thought I'd go with purple this time instead of green. High Minded says, JayDreamerZ, video streaming is much better. Good, good. Hopi, what's up? Says, JayDreamerZ, did you watch Dr. Sleep yet? Damn it. I didn't even know that was out yet, but I do want to watch that. You know what? I should treat myself. What time is it? No, it's too late now. I can't go watch it right now. I'm going to go watch that this week. I'll bet you. I'm going to do that, man. Sometimes you got to do that. You just take a little mini vacation for you, you know? Let's see. And Samyaza also says the Statue of Unity in Gujarat, India. Is that what that one is? I'm pretty sure oh yeah, it is Statue of Unity. Yeah, so this one's called the Statue of Unity. This is the tallest, allegedly, statue in the world. I'm pretty sure it is the tallest. I mean, we could make this bigger, right? There we go. Look at this guy. Now, let me skim through a few of these. We'll come back to these, okay? I want to show you some examples of these statues. This is the feet of this guy right here, okay? Remember how I said those little dots down there? Let me see if I can zoom in on these dots. Check this out, man. Those dots are people. So when we go to the next picture here, this is how big they were. Now remember, if you saw my King Og video, where I put forth the theory that King Og was not a typical giant, but he was the last of the Titans. And he was somebody of renown, which means someone whose name was known everywhere. Like Michael Jordan is renowned, or was when I was growing up. Barack Obama is renowned. It means that their name is known over and over. It literally means that. King Og was a man of renown. He was a titan. And that's why he was so renowned. And I did a huge video all about that. But I used some of these pictures right here so that you can get an idea of why I believe King Og was actually a titan and not a giant. Because it talked about Moses having to jump up from his heel to slice at his ankle, which I believe they meant Achilles tendon, not his ankle, because that's not likely to bring somebody down. But if you cut their Achilles tendon, they're coming right down. Titan or not. You cut that Achilles tendon right there, whoosh, and he's going down, man. Anyhow, this is how big we are today. Okay? Now, here's the question. And I'm just spitballing. I'm speaking off the top of the dome. Here's the question. Are these people here really tiny? Or is the statue really big? We would like to think the statue is just really big, right? But I'm not so sure anymore. Actually, I'm quite confident that the people are tiny. I mean, it all depends on how you look at it, because ultimately we live in a fractalverse, not a universe, not a multiverse. I mean, those things are all a part of it, but we live in something that I dub the fractalverse, which means the higher up you go, or the more outward you go, the larger things get. The more inward you go, the smaller things get. It makes a lot of sense, right? And I talked about that when I did my video about Mary Poppins' bag and Felix the Cat's bag and Hermione Granger's bag, and all the mushroom that makes you bigger, or one side will make you bigger, and the mushroom is really our world, basically. It's sort of probably mushroom shaped, I'm assuming, right, based on my own research. But one side of the mushroom, which is the inside, will make you grow smaller. The other side, which is the outside, will make you larger. And we talked about the TARDIS and some other things like that. So that's what we're talking about when we're talking about the Titans and the giants. So let's skip to some more of these pictures here, right? The question I want to ask, and it's just a rhetorical question, really, is why do we build such gigantic statues, humanoid, gigantic, titanic statues all over the world? And it's not just this one in India, although this one is pretty awesome, and I love it, and I think it's amazing. And when the plasma apocalypse comes, I hope that somehow that thing will turn to life, just like in Ghostbusters Part 2, when they jump in the Statue of Liberty, and they spray it with that goo, and they start rocking out to some good vibe music. I hope that happens, man. That'd be sweet. I love it. All right, anyway. Yeah, we've got cartoons about the Titans. Like, it's not just a myth. This is a part of our culture. This is a part of our history, your history, not just ours. Like, oh, some people believe this and some people don't. This is an established fact. Okay. This isn't a guess. This isn't, I mean, you can, people, everyone can have their own opinion. Absolutely. But I'm saying it's my opinion. This is a fact. Okay. Titans were very real and lived for quite a long time. And that's why King Og was a man of renown. He was the last. He was the last of his kind because they started to die out. And I talk about the factors that play in whenever I'm doing my Plasma Apocalypse Thursday videos. I talk about the factors that cause life in this world to grow to titanic sizes and then start to shrink once more over the next, hundreds of years to a millennia or two, however long it is. But that's why we see this so often in our pop culture. It's also why we see it popping up lately, right? I mean, it's always kind of been in the movies and it's always sort of been there in sci-fi and books and stuff, but it's off the charts these days because we know, not only do we know and we have a collective subconscious memory of past events, we also have a collective subconscious spirit memory of future events as well, which means when we start to see all of these things about titans and giants popping up in our pop culture and our movies, and it starts to be in our faces, we're putting it out there as a sign for ourselves. Like, we know the titans are returning. We know they will return. We know it's going to happen. How do we know that? It's really easy. How did the prophets of old know anything for sure was going to happen in the future? It's because they were wise men who understood the past. They didn't forget their past. Their history was not obliterated, right? It comes from the word oublier. In French, it means to forget. Ancient oblivion. Our history that has been forgotten, basically. But that's why. Look at this. Check this thing out, man. That gets me, I get excited when I look at stuff like that because that's awesome, man. And when I was a kid growing up, that's one of the reasons why I do this YouTube channel is because the world was boring, man. It was dull. I watched stuff like Batman. I saw Gotham City, giant crazy statues, bad guys, evil villains. People are dressing up, like all cautions being thrown to the wind. There is a time in our history when our world is like that. Not now, but we're entering into that time. So this is a different statue. This is a Buddhist statue. Here's another one. This one's a Buddha. Look how gigantic these things are. Now, we don't build titanic statues of, bugs or grasshoppers or apples or, we build really tall buildings, okay, which to me harken back to the ancient giant trees and some other things. But we also love to, and it's not because we're so proud of ourselves. This is Buddha up here, okay? This is not even supposed to be like a human. Let me move that down a bit. Oh, wait. Wrong one. There we go. A lot of these statues are not supposed to be of like human types, but they reflect the ancient gods, aka the titans, aka the giants, and so many other names that they all go by, right? But the really big humanoid creatures, people, whatever you want to call them, right? The reason that we build these things all over the place to such a titanic stature and scale is because there is a period of time where our world, the conditions change here. Some of you who are not used to the creative way that I describe things, you could say and find comfort in saying that the poles are shifting. I'm okay with that. And during that polar shift or that shift in polarity, it affects our world physically because the things of the world that are physical are only reflecting the things of the world that are energetic. Remember that. Especially those things that are happening inside of you. Let's check out some more stuff. Here's Shiva. That's a cool one too. A little trident there. Multi-armed god with the snakes. It's all plasma apocalypse symbolism. It's all electromagnetic symbolism, basically. Here's two of them. This one's really cool. Check it out. It's got another Titan laying down there and another one standing up. Now, look at these things, and you can be in such awe of them when you say to yourself, that is a replica of something real. Titans are real and existed, and so are the giants. So I'm just checking the chat here. Oh yeah, downsized. That's right. Hey, that's actually that's a good example. I wasn't too keen on the story, Evan, but I loved the concept. I like any of those movies where like people shrink down super, super tiny, like The Incredible Shrinking Woman or Inner Space or Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, classic. right? That's also why we have an obsession with shrinking things down, right? We have an obsession with these things because they're real. I mean, it's really, there's no need to beat a dead horse. Like, the Titans are real, the giants are real. That's why we continue to make these things. Now, here's another question though. If we know, especially let's say that, yes, we'll chalk it up to a collective subconscious memory, right? That we have forgotten, or that's not been brought to the forefront of our mind, which I'm trying to help out with right now. But let's say that there are people who know, and let's say that they're in positions of power or government positions, right? Right? So let's say they know the Titans will return one of these days, and that they themselves are not going to be growing that big. Here's why. Their children may grow to be that big, depending on when their children are born and what the earth conditions are at the time, right? But they know they're not going to grow to be that big. They've already lived long enough under these conditions that the body is going to pretty much stay around the same size. We may grow a little bit bigger, but certainly not titanic. But the children that we bring into the next the new age, those children will grow to become titanic in stature. And what better way to welcome them and gain their trust than to build a gigantic titanic statue and say, hey, we're your friends, we're good down here, come over here and protect our city and help us out. And you try to become buddy-buddy with the Titans, basically, which I'm pretty sure has happened before. Here's another one over here. I love it when they do this military. How non-threatening of a march is that, right? They look like ducks or something. Like, it's super non-threatening. I mean, good. I'm glad it's non-threatening. I just find it to be funny. Oh, hey, Stephanie McGuire says, I watched the Land of the Giants TV show as a small kid. Did you guys ever watch Land of the Lost? That was like, I mean, not the movie with Will Ferrell or whatever, but the TV show is based off of. I'm sure if I watched it now, it'd be kind of cheesy looking, but it's actually really good show. And stuff like that is actually what got my creative juices flowing in order to do this YouTube channel and to share with you guys the esoteric that I've dived into, right? So here's Jesus. Like, he is a Titan here, not to get too religious or, anything like that, but all of those ancient gods, like, they are all predicted to return one day. Every single one of them. They're all predicted to return. I've gone over this, like in a few live streams back. We were talking about all the religions of the world and their prophecies for the end times or the renewal of things, however you'd like to describe it, because it's the same thing. And they all agree that their saviors are going to come back. Their gods are going to come back. For some reason, the gods left whoosh, during some sort of an event, and then they came back, or they said that they would come back. Well, guess what? When they come back, I don't think they're going to be the same size as we are based on how things work. And for those of you who didn't see my video about, the TARDIS and Merlin's bag and all that stuff and the Alice's mushroom, basically, when you leave this world, okay, and I know some people out there are like thinking about astronauts and stuff. I'm happy to explain that. But when you truly leave this world, conditions change. Your environment changes to such an extreme degree that you start to get very large and you continue to grow. So when you come back into this world, same thing happens. You'll come back really big, and then over time, probably shrink down. More likely, it's not you personally, but your generations that will start shrinking down, depending on the earth factors of the time. And when we do calls, I'll be happy to break that down if you guys would like me to. So here's another one. See, look how old these things are, man. This was carved right out of the mountain. Our cultures across history have all known it has not been myth and bedtime stories and legends that are not to be believed, and they're all allegorical and they're all metaphors and they're all anything but historical fact. I'm telling you, it's my opinion that they're historical fact. Oh, God, I hate this. Let me fix this green screen. It's going to kill me, man. Hold on. 1 second. I know. But I can't have, like, holes in my teeth. Like, that's just messed up. All right. Let's see here. Camera 1. There it is. Boom. Watch. This is not going to take long at all. Let's just do that. Oh, wait. Oh, that was worse. Oh, I think we're getting better. Oh, that's worse. I'm just messing it up. Nope. That's... Oh, hey, there's a green screen. It's... You know what? It's probably the lighting. Yeah, I know. I'm really sorry about that. So, for those of you who are watching for the first time, I know that my channel looks cool and everything, but I'm by no means a professional. I'm getting there, though. How's that look? Is that better? That's good enough, right? That's good enough. I'm not going to play with it anymore. All right, so let's move on. Check this one out, right? This reminds me of the movie BFG. You guys, I know you've seen BFG, right? You got to see BFG. It's really good. I know it's a kid's movie and everything, but hey, some of the very best truths are told in story form. And who likes stories more than children? Right? I love stories. I read my kids' stories, some really good ones, every weekend. Anyhow, but this is the one where they're hiding underneath the grass, aka they're camouflaged by the earth. Why would they have them? I mean, if the titans and giants were to be cold or something, they're certainly not just going to pull up a tuft of grass like it's a blanket. They would just rip the grass open, right? Like, it doesn't work like that. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I'm saying I think it's describing something else, especially because this guy right here is literally stone, and they didn't go through any effort to make him look fleshy or alive no, he is petrified. And that gets into mud fossils, which I'm not actually going to talk about today. But we will be talking about mud fossils a lot on this particular segment. Here's another great one. I think this is in Africa. It does look like it's in Africa. I don't know where, though. And I love this. Not only do I love it because it's a Titan statue, and it's a Titan family, too, which is really cool. But I love it because you can see all these different cultures, right? You've got an English, Caucasian-looking Titan. You've got an Asian Titan, if that's the right word. The Jesus one is like, that's the Caucasian. Even though he's in Brazil, I'm pretty sure it should be Brazilian-looking. But and then this one right here is like the African-American Titans, right? I know we all like to do this thing where like, oh, the gods have to look exactly like I do, and the Titans have to look exactly like I do. I'm sorry, but most likely they don't, okay? Actually, even the ones that, like, for example, a lot of them are white, okay? And I mean albino-looking, pasty pale, like white. What was that movie? Powder. Like Powder, remember him? They look like that. Not like this. This is Caucasian. But they look very, very white. So if they were to come down and return, they would not look like me, even though I'm accepted as being a Caucasian. They're going to look way different. So even the black ones, when they come back, they're probably going to look way different, as well as the other races as well, right? Or other classes. I don't really like the word races that much. Now, this is interesting. I like that they typically have these Titans sinking in water or taking a bath, but this chick is sinking, I'm telling you right now, right? And I've gone over that a few times, but just to sort of hit the nail on the head, the Titans sank in the mud during the last cataclysm. If they didn't sink in the mud or get stuck in the mud or drown in the mud or get sent down into Sheol or the underworld or however you want to call it, then many of them became petrified. If they were in the wrong place at the wrong time and that plasma hit them, they literally turned into stone, like that guy. And that's why he's being covered up by the grass and stuff, because those Titans became our land. I mean, not all of it, but many of our strange hills and mountains and stuff. Do I look different to you guys? I'm like, I keep looking at myself in the thing, and I'm like, wow, dude, you look kind of different. Like, I think I'm in the next stage of life now, so I don't know. I digress. All right, so here's some more statues all around the world. We even do that here in America with these gigantic statues, which if you flip this sideways, it actually makes a giant face. Like this is the chin right here, and there's like the forehead. You'll see it. It's on my Instagram if you want to check it out. But yeah, we carve in these gigantic heads. Why? You can't even see. I don't know how many people have been to Mount Rushmore, okay? But they always take these super zoomed in close-up pictures. Dude, when you go there, it is not that close. It's like very far away from the like spot where you can like go check it out or whatever. Like they look pretty tiny. But yeah, they wanted to carve out these gigantic heads in the mountain. Well, I'm sorry, titanic heads into the mountains. Here's another one here. And this one's all, that's the color of white I was talking about. This is Fantazoid white. Actually, if it was truly Fantazoid, it would have a little shimmer in there, like a sort of how a bubble does, you know, like a little shimmer of color. Opalescent, pearlescent. Here's another one. This one's amazing too. Now think about this, right? You have all of these titans that will eventually grow into our world, right? Now, people like you and I, we're probably not, according to my research, going to grow to be titanic in our stature if we stay here, right? Which most people will. So you're going to remain the same size. Now, the good thing about that, as I've talked about many times, is many people will be super strong, super powerful, super fast because of the weakened gravitational force, or whatever word you like to use to call it, electromagnetic force. And you have been working out or living in this world and strengthening these muscles under these conditions. And when that electromagnetic force weakens, when everything resets, you're going to be godlike. You're going to be a superhero-like class of person. You're not going to grow to be this size, though, because your children and their children and their children, they're going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. But their muscles, right? This is the weird part. Their muscles will be attuned to a weakened gravitational force, which means they won't be as strong as you would think that they would be, right? If you put this guy right here and he grew up in these conditions under the blue sky of this world, then yeah, he's going to be freaking a force to be reckoned with, right? But not if he grew up under a weakened gravitational force or a weakened electromagnetic force. All right, jumping back in the chat real quick. Semyaza says the Great Buddha of Thailand is pretty nice. I totally agree. I love all of these statues, man. I would love to visit all these statues one day. All right, Stephanie McGuire is in the chat. What's up, Stephanie? Says, I have always wondered why I had to spend half a semester in high school English learning Greek mythology. Now I know why. All right, I have a theory about school, okay, and what they teach in school. If it was, first of all, they throw out Greek mythology to like acknowledge it. That's pretty much it. Like they just kind of acknowledge, like, yeah, the ancient Greeks, although that we founded our entire school system upon their teachings, like they were kind of stupid and they believed in like giants and like monsters and they very pick and choose what they do. You know, we'll stand on the shoulders of the ancient Greeks on this subject, but on these crazy subjects, those are all just old wives' tales and stories. No, I'm sorry. I put a lot of stock in what the things that they had to say, especially about their history. Look at this thing, man. Look at that. That's amazing. Now imagine this guy opening up his eyes. He could just, if he was hungry enough, he could just reach down, pluck this dude right up off the ground like Gargamel picking up a Smurf, which, by the way, is a true story. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just go check out. I've got a little. Oh, well, I mean, you have to be a member now. Never mind. Anyway, I did this whole video about the Smurfs and how the Smurfs are basically, literally, a true story. Oh, this one's really cool too, right? See, the Titans were not always like just meat eaters, cannibals. I mean, yeah, often they developed into that, especially as the food in the world started to shrink and get smaller and smaller and smaller and less of it and less of it. Yeah, they kind of started to eat people. I mean, a lot of you out there should be able to relate to that, right? People eat animals. Some people today still eat other people, right? I mean, it's the circle of life. But they weren't always the bad guys from our perspective. We actually worked with them for quite a long time. Statue of Liberty, one of the most famous Titan statues, also in Ghostbusters Part 2. Semyaza says the school system is meant to ready a child for a slave world. Yeah, I know. I totally... Dude, I don't even want to go there with the school system. Like, not a fan. I appreciate everything I've been through, but I'm super not a fan. Like, you can learn way more in a year of your own independent research than you can in 4 years of high school, I promise. Oh, yeah, I put this little clip into the little intro there. I think this is from Jason and the Argonauts, which, by the way, I was named after. And I find that to be really interesting, actually. And this hand right here, this particular Titan, I forgot. Oh, wait, what was this guy's name? Let me know if you know this Titan's name in the chat. Talos, something along those lines, right? Delos. Also the name of the company in the TV show Westworld. I don't know if you guys picked up on that, but all of the gods report back to Dalos or Talos or whatever the name is. Same pronunciation. But yeah, it's this mechanical Titan, basically. This bronze Titan, just like the Statue of Liberty, is a bronze Titan. Now, I think it's really interesting because in the movie Ghostbusters 2, they basically spray all of this ectoplasm, this ooze, if you're a Ninja Turtle fan. They spray all this pink ectoplasm, which is jellyish looking, right? It's plasma. That's what they're doing. They're filling up this statue, this titanic statue, with life. Life-giving, spirit-filled plasma, that's kind of where I'm going with that one. Like, I'm pretty sure plasma is like basically akin to spirit and life, but you know, everyone has their own ideas. But anyhow, can you imagine when the plasma apocalypse comes? Plasma just shooting down, and all of a sudden this thing has a soul or a spirit, and all of a sudden it's like trying to move itself or something. Ooh, man, that would be exciting. But my point of talking about Ghostbusters 2 and this happening and the statue coming alive is because that is also told in Greek mythology, ancient Greek history, our history. It's not just Greek either. It's all around the world. Which I like Greek mythology, but I'm kind of bummed out that like that's the only mythology people think of when they think of titans and giants and stuff. Every single culture around the world has a history of titans and giants. Especially like, I mean, they don't popularize it in the white cultures or in the Caucasian cultures, right? If anything, right? I want to be exempt from that, but I mean, it's hard to, right? But we basically love to just delete things that we don't want people to know. But yeah, if you go to like Polynesia, ask them about like who made their land, and they will tell you the Titans made their land, and they'll tell you all kinds of stories. Or go to the Native Americans in America, or the Native Americans not in America. Of course they're in America. This is actually from a really cool movie called Time Bandits, which I really liked as well. Lots of truth. Actually, the whole movie is truth. It's all... Dude, watch Time Bandits. The whole movie is full-on truth. It's just that it looks so fantastic compared to today's world because we're so far removed from this particular time when the conditions of the world were much different. The energy, the electromagnetics of our world were completely different. We're getting close to that flip point, though. Let's see, what is this? Eres. Oh, that's right. This was from my King Og video. That just means cradle. So when it talks about King Og's bedstand, no, it's not full-grown. King Og was a grown man sleeping in his Eres. No, he was a baby. And it was like 13 feet tall as a baby, okay? There's King Og. There he is. This is actually a pretty cool card somebody made from Magic the Gathering, which I haven't played in a long time, but I'd like to get back into that. It's pretty fun. That's the bronze one I was telling you guys about earlier. That's King Og's cradle right there. You know, people love to talk about that as his full-grown man bed, but it's not. Trust me. Let's see. That's King Og. I think I passed all. Okay. I'm not gonna go into King Og unless you guys have questions about him, because I did like 2-3 whole very lengthy videos about that, and totally got a dang copyright strike because the author of the book that I was sharing got in his feelings about me sharing his book. Which, I mean, if I wrote a book and people were like reading it, I don't know, like I'd be kind of honored, especially if the person reached out to me and was like, "Hey, I love your work and I'm sorry about that." But it's all good, man. It's all good. I totally forgive you, and I hope you forgive me for sharing your book. I'm gonna write my own damn book. No, I'm not kidding either. I'm totally gonna write my own damn book. Yeah, these are all pictures of King Og, basically. Do you see all these different representations? And all the similarities, like him having like this mountain wrapped around his head and whatnot. King Og, this is also a weird picture of King Og riding on a unicorn as the unicorn is tugged along from Noah's Ark in the flood. Now, you won't find this story in the traditional Bible, but this story has been left out of all of the stories, basically. Because what's taught is that all of the Titans and all of the giants died in the flood. The Bible literally says, no, they didn't. Like, they were alive after the flood. And this guy right here is one of the more well-known ones that survived the flood. And that would be King Og. And I put this picture in here also just because in the Bible it talks about the Titans. And two of these humanoids, I don't know how tall they were, but probably much taller than we are today, but still significantly smaller to the Titans themselves. When they came back from spying out the Promised Land, they said, the people were like, "What was it like? You know, that's the land of the giants. Well, you know, no one's ever been there. What was it like?" And they said, "We looked like grasshoppers compared to them." Every church I've ever gone to in my life, Bible college, Bible studies, all of those people, for the most part, from my experience, they love to turn this into a metaphor. Like, no, they were just so intimidating. Like, it was just like a, what do you call that? When you say something like, "I'm so hungry I could eat a cow." What is that called? Man, I totally forgot. But it's an exaggeration. I'm sorry, but that was not an exaggeration. That was a literal report. Okay? These people were bound by their honor, especially when there were spies coming back to give accurate information from the enemy's camp. Okay? Sorry, but you don't use, does anybody know what that dang word is? I totally forgot. It starts with a B, I think. I can't remember. Okay, so I'm gonna take the pictures off. Oops, that was me. Wow, slow down, Jay. All right, calm down. Let's see, where is it? Okay, slideshow. Boom. All right, there it is, right there. All right, cool. So I'm taking the pictures off. I'm really excited about this segment. I'm gonna go ahead and open up Skype. I don't know if anybody's joined, but I'll talk for a little while just in case nobody does call in. Give me one quick second here, and I'm gonna open up Skype. Hopefully it doesn't mess everything up. Mercury in retrograde. Woo! How many people in the chat? I just want to take a vote, okay? Because my life has been upside down in utter turmoil and chaos for like a while. Has anybody else been affected lately? Like, does anyone else feel like these energies that are happening in the world are really causing some crazy trying times in your life? Or is it, I know it's not just me. Like, I'm also looking for a little comfort because it's nice to know you're not the only one. I know I'm not the only one, but I'd like to hear it. So how are you guys doing? Like, have you guys been through some crazy times the last few months? Like, this year in particular has been kind of a crazy year, but it's gotten stronger and stronger, man. And I feel like it's an energetic battle at this point, because once we get close to that polarity shift or the pole shift, or whatever you want to call it, I believe the energies are going to have to like basically choose sides. Like, they're going to strengthen and strengthen and strengthen. And those of us who are kind of neutral or caught in the middle, like, we feel like we're being tugged back and forth to varying extremes. But that's just my own like personal walk, you know, and I'm just sharing that with you because I hope some of you guys can relate to that, and maybe we can talk about it sometime. You know what? We should probably talk about that. Mandy. Hey, what's up, Mandy? Mandy Thompson just joined the Good Vibe Tribe. That's awesome. Welcome, Mandy. But yeah, we'll talk about that on Sylvan Lining Tuesdays. Hey, for those of you who are new to my channel, here's how it works. Mondays, approximately usually around 7:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time here in America, or however you want to say it. I'll be doing my Ancient Oblivion segment. Tuesdays, I will be doing my Sylvan Lining segments. That's when I talk about... Was my nose look weird too? That's so weird. That's when I talk about... I'm super positive. I'm like... You can tell my energy's a little off right now. But on Tuesdays, I'm amped, man. And I'm focused on the positive. Like, that's why I haven't been able to like really do it the last couple weeks. Because life has been handing me lemons. So guess what I have to do tomorrow? I have to drink lemonade all day. That's okay, because, you know, we're going to throw some sugar in it, because I heard a spoonful of sugar helps it to go down. I'm sorry, I'm super cheesy. All right. 1111 is a portal, says Dennis. What's up, dude? Mercury is transit. Hey, by the way, website members, okay? And I do want to throw this out. If you're a website member, that does not mean you're a member of the Good Vibe Tribe on YouTube, and you can be in the chat. So, I'm sorry for the confusion. I'm going to try to come up with a different way of like saying the people that joined my website, but I don't know a better word right now. And I've been way too busy to even open up a thesaurus. So I'm super sorry about that. But yes, if you're a member of my website, you have access to my website stuff. If you're a member of YouTube, you have access to my YouTube stuff. They're two totally different entities. My website is mine. Okay? Which I need to get back into like the upkeep of my website, because I'm just going to be honest, I've been out of it. I've been gone for a little while. I've been going through some struggles, but I'm back, man, and I'm trying my hardest. So that's the important thing. Let's all welcome Mandy Thompson. Did I give Mandy Thompson any kind of positive emojis? Let me hook her up. Boom. Let's do this. You get a couple of leaves here. Welcome at Mandy. There it is. Cool. And some fire. Welcome, Mandy. It's good to have you. So yes, anyhow, there's that. Oh, you know what? I was going to open Skype. Why am I so absent-minded right now? Where is Skype? There it is. Okay, so, I'm on Skype. Okay, so I think I'm good to go. So for those of you who are in the tier, let me just check to see if anybody even joined that tier, because I literally just like made it earlier today. So I'm just going to check real quick. Hey, I hope you guys like that intro. I purposefully gave it like an old VCR 80s kind of a vibe, because I've been feeling that lately. I also feel like it matches, you know, semi-matches the credits, which I did do the credits, which we're going to roll in a bit. So yeah, if you are a member... Oh, by the way, you might want to know too, if you joined the tier, the membership tier for the movie fan club, you will be refunded. I looked it up on YouTube. YouTube will refund you your membership fee for November, because I took it down. So, you know, not trying to rip people off or anything. But if you want, you can join another tier or not. It's totally fine. All right, let me just check here. I'm just going to see if anybody, because I don't want to hang out if nobody even joined the tier yet. So I'm just going to be honest. All right, let's see here. I got to make this bigger. Sorry. Oh, and my computer broke. Oh my God, I've been through so much stuff. All right, hold on. Let's see. We're going to go there. Members. There we are. All right, let me see. Newest members. Shout out to Mandy Thompson, Kim Brennan, and Britt. Oh, by the way, also, for those of you who are in the credits, I was trying really hard to be respectful, because some people like their privacy. So I just put like a last initial if I felt like it was your personal name. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm just putting whatever your name is on YouTube. That's what I'm putting on the credits, because I need to cut a lot of corners to save a lot of time here. All right, so let's see here. We're going to filter out the members by the Circuits of Time. Boom. Hey, Britt. Britt's the only Circuits of Time person. Where's Britt in the chat? Hey, you are in the chat. Oh, she literally just said she joined. I haven't got Skype yet, though. Okay, that's cool. Hey, let me know when you get Skype, and we'll chat. I mean, I did limit it to like 10 minutes per person. However, if there's like one person, you're clearly going to get more time, right? But as time goes on, I'll have to start enforcing the 10-minute rule. No less than 10 minutes. But if we get a lot of people calling in, then yeah, I'm definitely going to enforce the 10-minute rule, okay? Uh, excuse me. With a little understanding. Sorry about that. By the way, I just happened to look over and I saw this. I started my merch store. Wasn't sure how I felt about it. You know, I've always been against, I've always not liked money. I have a personal grudge against money, but hey, I have to make money. So does everybody else. So I did make stuff. I'm starting to make like these stickers. I don't know if you could kind of see that one because the green screen's messing it up, but that's like my first sticker. I ordered myself one. It's actually pretty good. You can see it's pretty shiny. And it's just the dream tree. That's the name of my logo, is the dream tree. And it's got youtube.com/JayDreamerZ right underneath that. I'm going to go stick this one on the red box right up the street. So that's what I'm going to do with them. I don't know if you guys saw Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, but that's what gave me that idea. Like, this kid loved making his stickers and just whoosh, slapping them everywhere he went. So I'm going to go slap this sticker in a high traffic area where everybody can see it. I used to actually go put my business cards in the red box, like kind of slide them in there. I don't know. Hey, let me know if you ever like found my channel because of those. I think that would be really interesting. I would just love to know that. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and get rid of Skype then, since Brit's clearly the only person who joined the Circuits of Time so far. Hey, congratulations, by the way. First person to join the Circuits of Time. And for those of you who don't know why I called it the Circuits of Time, Google the Circuits of Time. It's from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. And I talk about it all of the time. That's the reason why time travel is often related to telephones in the movies, television shows, books, all that stuff. Like, there's always some sort of a communication device. Ralph breaks the internet. Instead of, he literally went through the circuits of time. Like, it wasn't a phone, but you know, that's how we sort of symbolized that a while back. Hey, Tony Peterson, welcome to the Good Vibe Tribe. I'm definitely giving you, I'm just going to put my little face. This is my emoji that I'm putting. That's like, I'm on Snapchat. So none of you will ever find me on Snapchat. I promise it. Because I only have Snapchat to talk to one person. That's it. But yeah, this is my little guy on Snapchat and I like him. So let's welcome Tony Peterson. Welcome. Sorry. It's hard to live stream and type at the same time. Welcome at Tony. I like that it autofills it for me. Mother Dragon says, JayDreamerZ, those in the gifted tier should automatically be. Oh, you're right. Oh, I totally forgot. Hey, thanks a lot. You make a really good point. I'm so sorry in my mind. Okay, so if you are in the gifted tier, the gifted ones are those who basically, you'll see in a minute when I roll the credits, but they're the ones who have like the GIF in the credits instead of just your name. You know, you have your own GIF and everything. And you absolutely can call in as well because you're paying more. So like, you should definitely be able to call in, and you can. So does anybody in the gifted tier, I don't know exactly, I can't remember who's in it right now because there's a lot of people, but does anybody want to call in basically? I'm going to give you guys a couple of minutes just in case there's somebody in the chat that would like to call in. I'd love to take your call right now. Totally up for that. If not, we'll definitely get the ball rolling on that. Michael McCowan says, I found your channel thanks to Zen Atman mentioning your name. Hey, thanks, Zen. I've seen Zen mention me a couple times. Who else mentioned me the other day? Somebody, I just happened to see a comment. Just happened to. And it said that Zen Garcia, he's mentioned me a couple times. I've met him. He's a cool dude. I think I have his number. So I'm Zen, bro. If you're watching, I need to talk to you, bro. You know what? Forget it. I'm probably going to call you. I'll just call you because I need to write a book, basically. Like, I've been putting it off, man. Gosh. And things have happened, but I need to write a few books. And I'm probably going to write small ones because, honestly, I would love to write a gigantic book, like David Icke style books, you know what I mean? But the thought is really overwhelming. So I might do like small books about different things. You know what I mean? Just start off with a small 100-page book to start off with. Definitely going to throw some pictures in there because I know I like pictures in my books. I'm definitely going to hook you guys up with some pictures too. I have no idea if the merch store is working or whatever. So if anybody does ever like order something from it, let me know. I want to make sure it works and stuff too. and I'll have to make a video for that. I'm a little bit backed up, but hey, you got to start somewhere, right? The journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step or something. I'm totally kidding. All right, so hey, let's see here. It's a few minutes to 1. Okay, next time. Okay, cool. Hey, Mother Dragon, I would love to chat with you. That'd be awesome. Okay, you know what? I don't think we're going to get any more callers at all. Like, we didn't have any. That would have been cool. But it does work. We tested it out last time. I can't wait to get the first one. I'm excited for that. Evan, what? Evan says I'll be too nervous to call. Maybe something to work on. I would love to talk to you. Evan, you're cool, man. Trust me. You're all right. But hey, I understand. Because you know what? Dead serious. Like, I get nervous. Well, I don't know. I wasn't really nervous today because I'm kind of blah, which I'm really sorry about. But, you know, you got to be honest. You got to be yourself, you know. And I don't like to be a cotton candy. Hi, everyone. I just had 12 Red Bulls. Let me do my freaking YouTube video. No, like, I try to just be myself. Usually, I'm very happy because I love to do this. I don't know. Does it look like my nose is red? That's so weird. Anyway. I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm going to roll. Yeah, I'm going to roll the credits, the brand new credits. Stick around for an awesome song during the credits too if you want to rock out to some good vibes. I'm going to jam out. I'm going to go ahead and take off and go meditate and do some stuff. Tomorrow is Good Vibe Tuesday, man. Tomorrow is the Sylvan Lining. And we're going to talk about the Sylvan Lining, which is the good news to all this crap that we've gone through. And I'm probably going to talk about Mercury. Been throwing me off lately, but guess what? Everything works together for good. We just have to rise up so that we can see further. With that being said, I'm JayDreamerZ saying good vibes and goodbye. See you tomorrow.